president of the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, and I want to thank our SBA partners. We're one of the 10 regional drop-in centers in the United States to help you with small business administration services, and I want to commend the whole team on this great day of international trade subjects and international trade partners, and we consider ourselves a leader in that. So let's go. Our global services. If you notice, our logo now has the world in it. Our members export $1 billion a month to dozens of countries. And we're able to do that because we're helping promote small business growth and prosperity in New York. Our members are obviously making money. We help them with resources to expand into the global markets. A lot of that is through partnerships, and there are a lot of bilateral chambers of commerce. You heard my good friend from the Indian Chamber of Commerce speak. Last night we held a meeting with the Pakistani Chamber and the Turkish American Chamber. And not only is it important for trading goods, but we believe firmly that when we increase trade, we have a better chance at a lasting peace. And you may know right now Pakistan and India are starting to rumble and make noise, and there's an easy solution: more jobs, more opportunities, and I see that I'm getting concurrence from my trusted trading partner over there. So we can help you connect with businesses and international partners, whether it's Latin America, whether it's the other side of the world, whether it's any place in the United States, and of course, any place in the tri-state area. We have contacts with the top trading agencies, and we give many lectures and opportunities to move into this marketplace. One of the big things where I first got involved in world trade was talking about fair trade agreements. And obviously now, if we have a little time at the end, we have a slide on tariffs. But the real purpose of trade is to have it be free and fair trade. And right now, tariffs are being used as a weapon. So we're looking at trade wars, and how many people here are a little scared of what's going to happen to their employers and their stocks? So we were on National Public Radio yesterday telling people that we believe that this president, we're praying that this president works out better trade deals, lowering the tariffs so that we don't have a disastrous fall. So we have a little time, but that's what free and fair trade agreements are about. I also happened to be, after I went to MBA school and I went to Masters in Public Administration, I graduated from the Cardozo Law School, and I was able to take that skill set, and we created a chamber legal center. Basically, we have 70 attorneys, and we got them contractually obligated to donate pro bono legal hours to our small businesses and startups. And when we have that type of legal center and that type of knowledge right in our landmark building in Midtown Manhattan, we can do these types of services. When you export, the countries want to know where these goods are originating. You've probably seen and heard in the papers now that this is very important because of tariffs. So China is not they're a very smart country. They're now making partnerships with Vietnam and other countries trying to hide the origin. So we know how to do these papers. We created a lot of these papers. You've heard of certificates of origin. How many people have heard of those? They want to know where these products were made or transformed. We do that for our members, same day service. Free trade agreements. If you're selling products that need the Food and Drug Administration license, the countries you're selling to want to know that they're legal in the United States. And we do all that paperwork, and we actually work with the consuls and the trade generals, and every country, even the most difficult countries that have the most trying paperwork, we work with every country's specific requirements. And I have to say, in the 27 years that I've been doing this, not one of our clients' goods have been returned. So we get the paperwork right, and we're there 7 days. We're not there 7 days a week. We're there 5 days a week, all day, same day service. So if you want to get into the market, I've already explained we can do all the necessary paperwork for you, but first you got to know what you want to do. You got to meet people, and we're very big on international networking. Every year, I think we're doing our 23rd annual International Expo. This year it's going to be at the Marriott Marquis. So we'll have different trade missions there with different tables. And what we do is we can tell you who you can trust. A quick story, one of our members had sneakers stuck in China. And he was, his attorneys, were, they're billing. I said, let me call our friends at the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. We made one phone call. And we said, I don't want to hear any more stories. I just want to know, when is my customer going to get his $250,000 in sneakers last day? Otherwise, we're going to have to do this a different way. He told me in 10 days, the shipments have been delayed. He got his sneakers. So sometimes we're able to help our small businesses because litigation is too expensive. You just need to get things done. Trade delegations, foreign embassy presentations. I travel the world. I don't like to go on 2-week trips. I'm sure my friend would come to India for 2 weeks and you'll lecture. No, I want to go for 2 days and lecture all 48 hours. I've been to Israel. I've been to China. I've been to the U.S. Virgin Islands. I was a keynote speaker in Turkey now. It's not Turkey anymore. And we learn a lot and we meet the high leaders. And the trade delegations come here. If you go to our website, chamber.nyc, you can see. It's in the archives. So last night we were with the Pakistani consulate, and we were talking about it's a beautiful country, and it's it's a young population, well educated, and of course I pulled him aside and said, "Tell me what's going on." And I have his opinion. I'll be working with our friends from India. We will try to make a peace because we don't need another war. We want peace and trade. Yes. And here, appropriately so, it's not next week. May 22nd is coming right around the corner. Please come register for our May 22nd World Trade Week Awards and reception. We're honoring friends of ours from Italy as trusted trading partners. We're honoring friends of ours from Azerbaijan. And it's also a lot of networking. So it's a great opportunity for people to learn and hear success stories from the people who are actually putting the revenue in their pockets. We can help you with all this too, the access to global markets, market intelligence. You just heard Peter Bangstrom from the library, very thorough librarian. I'm not a librarian type, but obviously, law school, business school, I know how to get information. More importantly, we know how to ask the right questions. So if you want to get involved in the world trade markets, you'll probably end up in my office we'll ask you the right questions. We'll say you have more homework to do. You have more of this to do, or don't fall for that trap. Because a lot of us, let's face it, small businesses, we're easy prey, and we have to do things right because we can't afford to make the big mistakes. And that's a great privilege of being a member of the Chamber. B2B and B2G matchmaking services, that's business to business, but business to government. So I happen to also be on the board. I'm the attorney for the Korean American Chamber of Commerce. They have 80 chapters in the United States, and about 2 weeks ago, they had their World Convention in Atlanta, and we lectured on B2G because, and that's why there are tariffs in some respects. The government subsidizes certain industries. So the government is involved in some of these business deals and trade deals. And some of the bigger ones affect the ability of us as small business leaders to get involved in the world trade market. So if you come to our May 22nd World Trade Week event, we're honoring Korean Airlines because they have made up hundreds of millions of dollars investment in the United States. That's good for us, it's good for trade, it's good for our members who know this, and you'll get to meet them on May 22nd. So we're gonna honor them for making a huge investment in the United States, creating more jobs here, and helping us get to Korea quicker. Another story I'd like to tell is I was invited to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Sounds like a vacation, but you heard, I don't go there for a vacation. But they wanted me to go to the third island that had the least amount of growth. And they go, why can't this island be like St. John's or St. Thomas? And so we went in 2 days. You need direct flights to this island. You need better roads. And your 5-star hotel can't be using plastic utensils. So sometimes you can go to a library and be the smartest person in the room, but sometimes it's common sense. Economic development is common sense in some respects. So MOUs, memorandums of understanding, partnerships, the overseas databases, the networks. What we really offer, in a couple of words, are I guess it's 3 words, trusted trading partners. We're not gonna let you do business with somebody who hasn't performed for our membership before. So when you're doing business, that's another layer. Oh yeah, send me the money and put it in an overseas bank account. Yeah, okay, and what's gonna happen? So we can tell you if that person has done legitimate business, and that's very, very, very important. Success stories I can tell you, when I went to China, how many have heard of the EB-5 projects? Okay, people want to get green cards and be United States citizens or dual citizenships, unlike maybe some of the problems we're having today. So we went over there with the United States Commerce Secretary, it was Gary Locke at the time. And we gave 4 lectures, and we had to give an extra one because one venue had 4,000 people in it. We told them about the project, and the project has to create permanent jobs here, and they invest their money, they can make money, but they have to create jobs, and 2 years later they get their green card. So we raised from over 400 Chinese families almost $200 million, and we created the New York City Link project. And all the infrastructure and maintenance on that, those are the permanent jobs. So it was a win-win. And I'm very proud every time I see the Link project, on the corner where the phone booths used to be. We went to China, we got their money, and we created jobs here. So that's a success story. I don't think I have time for a whole bunch of success stories here. How to get started? Well, you join the Chamber of Commerce, and I won't put a slash or anything. Just go to chamber.nyc. We helped create that domain name. We were founders of it. Probably whoever has a .nyc domain name, I'd like to thank you because we get $1 off your registration fee. It adds up. But more importantly, it's a great website. It's easy to remember, and all our events are up on there. So you can join the chamber. You schedule a one-on-one interview. Sometimes you get good news. Sometimes they say, no, you need to do a little bit more. There's no magic formula. Make me rich tomorrow. You have to do the hard work, and that's where we can help you and guide you. I was going to talk about tariffs a little bit, but it's really basic. When tariffs go up, prices go up. And when consumer prices go up, that means we're paying more. And that's why we need these fair trade agreements. And, the president's working on them. I think he just signed one with the United Kingdom. And we were just there with the Scottish Chambers of Commerce. Who likes Scotch? I learned they were serving 25-year-old Scotch at this event. That's a good story. So when is it appropriate to interfere with free trade? That's when tariffs come in. But that's a world judgment. Are they using slave labor? Are they dumping money from their government to capture a market and then raise the prices? So tariffs have their place, but we don't want a trade war. And I do have a few minutes left. If you have any questions, yes.
How much is the membership to the chamber? Once you got the women's chamber, and it just gets to be a lot of.
Yeah, Kenya Brew runs a great chamber. I have to say we're the largest chamber in Manhattan, but we have members throughout the state. We have 400 members in Westchester, 600 members in Long Island. We have Women's History Month. So we are a fully inclusive chamber. Our membership starts at $295 a year. Not bad at all. We haven't raised that price in 28 years. But we do have other levels. We package things. Like if you're going to use our legal center, we'll bump you up to $695. If you want to do your first shipment of goods, it's $295. People, I don't know if but once you start doing more, we upgrade you. And every day, I have Jordan here. She's filming this, but she is our logistics person. So we created these forms, they're stamped, and your goods are ready to ship.
Well, please consider if we're members of other chambers, if y'all can help lower.
Well, what we do in that case, you can go to chamber.nyc and register as a guest until you realize that maybe you might want to consolidate all those memberships into one greater membership. And there isn't a chamber president that doesn't know who I am, a lot globally, but here, when you get to be as old as me, people know who you are. And I have the Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden.